What is up guys, Cody here, and welcome to a 3v3. So this is going to be a replay sent into me by Graber. Thank you very much for the replay. I think this is the third one now, so greatly appreciate it. And he's actually going to be in command of Great Britain. Now the map he's going to be fighting on is Galatianrium. Pretty hilly, and as you can tell there are 6 buildings in the center for the enemies and allies to claim. So let's go over his army comp really quickly. So for his cav force, he has some King's German Legion Dragoons. I believe he has 2 of those. Yep, 2 of those. And he has a Royal Scots Grey. And then he's got the 10th Hussars. He's brought a General Staff. In the back, he's got some Foot, 42nd, and some Coldstream. For light infantry, he's brought some rifles with some nice chevrons. Oh, my mouse is acting up. There we go. The good old bang fixes it. Alright, anyways, so he's brought a lot of line infantry. That's as to be expected just because Britain is excellent in their line infantry. Now, next to him, we also have a British player, and he brought similar sized cav force, actually the same sized cav force, but instead of going with rifles, which Graber did, he's brought some Lightfoot and some King's German Legion Lightfoot. So the King's German Legion is not as good as the Lightfoot, but they will hold up. You can see the enemy Ottoman player already claiming a building, and you see he's using all his melee troops to storm in here. Not too sure why he's doing that. It should be, you know, muskets and line infantry in there, but I guess that's his plan for now. But you see Graber is now forming up. I believe the rules for this battle were 3 light infantry max, no artillery. And then finally we have the French player on the far left, and it looks like he has, he's got some hidden cavalry, some lancers, and I believe some, yeah, 2 lancers. Okay, so he's going to go for a sneak attack, it looks like, because those guys are hidden. I don't think the Ottoman player sees them. For his line infantry, he's got some 18th Regiment, Old Guard, oh good lord, Polish Legion. So very elite army, and then some Swissfoot. But he's brought the Chasseurs and the 6th Regiment. So pretty elite in terms of light infantry. But over here, it looks like the engagement might actually start beginning. We got some Silesian Schützen, and they're going to be overlooking on this hill. Once again, another building claim. This one by the enemy Prussian player. But it looks like they're going to be shooting, or maybe not. They're going to be dancing. What the heck? The Prussians. Okay, so it looks like everyone is forming up a defensive line. It looks like Graber's actually going to be sending over his cavalry to help aid the French player. Actually, I take that back. That is the other British player. But look at this. We got the Silesian Schützen opening up on some King's German Legion Lightfoot. Lightfoot are out of range, so he's forced to push up right now, losing quite a few guys. And as you can tell, this is going to be on ultra settings, so massive units. So hopefully these guys do get in range, and they're going to get some phenomenal shots off, already bringing these guys down to 72 guys. It's going to be a very interesting battle. Silesian Schützen, wow, lost 67, or down to 67 over here. And you see he's making a mistake right now. He is not lying his guys down. They're crouching his guys. So they are a bigger target, and they will die off much faster than what these lights will. Okay, so it looks like the Prussian player is going to be pushing up his line infantry now. Looks like the British player is going to try and counter with his own line infantry. He's going to pull his lights back, it looks like, making sure he does not get in range, but he sadly does. But here comes the, excuse me, I cannot, excuse me. So here comes the line infantry now. That was strange. Had something in my throat. Okay, so we got the foot guards, or foot, up against some musketeers. The musketeers are probably going to lose this just because, you know, there's lights and line. Look at that. That volley just shredded these ranks, bringing the morale down to orange. Wow. That volley killed over half their guys just like that. Insane. Looks like we had a little fake cav charge over here. But this is pretty much the only engagement, you know, that's happening right now. Great job by the foot, really depleting those musketeers. They're down to 60 now. Looks like Prussia notices that, so he's going to be pushing up yet again 2 more musketeer units. But you see they're very thick in lines. Oh, he's going to spread them out now, so good idea there. Now, if I was the Prussian player, I would try to pull back my Silesian citizen to make sure I have that range advantage. So that is one thing the Prussian player is not doing. Will he form a square though? Yes, he will. Catching the 15th Hussars off guard. They're actually going to charge into the Silesian citizen. Nice fake charge there. He did lose a ton of guys, but he did get a nice charge into the Silesian citizen, bringing their numbers down to 48. And then finally into the Musketeers. So great charge there. Really making sure that unit does not get wasted. So now Graeber's going to start engaging on his end. He's going to be pushing up some rifles as well as some foot to help aid his fellow British player. Foot guards, I think they're winning this. Actually, very even right now. 94 to, yeah, 94. Very, very even. Over here on the right side, though, things are pretty silent just because I don't think the Prussian player wants to assault a building, especially with some foot guard just right behind it. So he's going to be staying back, but the engagement is still continuing. Looks like over here, though, there is some conflict. I think it's going to be a massive light engagement. Don't know why the French player is not in light formation. That is really not going to be good. When those Ottomans get that return volley, it is going to be devastating. Let's check it out. Oh, they've already been firing. Wow. But you see, these guys have only lost 8 guys compared, you know, this unit right here that's already lost 22. So it's not looking good, but it looks like the Ottomans are going to be assaulting the hill now. Very surprised by that. Oh, actually, they're not. They're gonna form a line behind the stakes they made. It's a smart move there, using the stakes to their advantage to block the bullets. I hear a charge. Oh, okay, so it looks like we got the Prussian player charging in his cavalry, and he's going to be running down these light infantry. But he does get caught and squared, so that is not good. It looks like we have some melee happening over here. Now, it looks like the British player did disengage. So he's going to be engaging right here on the far right flank. And you see right now, the Prussian player is kind of pushing the British player back. His battle lines were like right over here, but now he's forced to pull back. Cavalry being a nuisance right now and keeping his guys from firing. What he should be doing is sending over some reserves, making sure there are no gaps in the line of infantry. But meanwhile, the Prussian player is doing pretty well. You can see using this hill to his advantage. He's actually able to shoot over his own men, so that is great. But over here, not looking good for the British. British are at a severe disadvantage in terms of terrain. You can see they're pretty much firing uphill. But over here, we got the French now engaging with the Ottomans. We got some Swiss foot up against some line infantry. Swiss foot losing pretty badly right now. You can see his lines are much thicker than what the Ottomans are at, so the Ottomans should win that engagement. Sorry for how foggy it is, guys. It's just, I guess it's the evening. I'm not too sure. But anyways, looks like a mass British charge has happened from the cavalry. But they do get caught up in some British line infantry, and the reserves, Silesian Schützen, are going to open up on those guys. But a smart move here, making sure, you know, the Musketeers are occupied. It looks like another cav charge here, but the Musketeers are prepared, and they do form square. Once again, another cav charge. Wow. So great job by this British player, really charging in with a lot of his cav units, and that's going to keep a lot of these guys from firing. So the tide has once again kind of changed. You see this unit is still in square. He's going to get shot at pretty badly while he's in square. Over here, I'm hearing charging. Okay, so the cavalry is continuing his charge. He probably should go for the general. He's pretty open right there, but he might actually break this one musketeer unit. And he's just going to be running down the line. So excellent job here. The Prussian lines are going to be breaking, especially in the center. And you can see the center is kind of split in two now. And this is not what you want to happen for, you know, to your army. So a massive gap here, and this is going to allow Britain to do a lot of things. And continuing the charge onward into the general. General's going to try and respond and counter it. We will see if he can manage to survive. But this cav charge is, you know, they've done a phenomenal job. And they're still above half health, so great job there. It looks like we got some melee going on. We got some grenadiers up against some light infantry. Grenadiers with the low numbers are probably going to break. But look at this. The center of this Prussian army is just collapsing one by one. Over here, Graeber is really outnumbering his opponent right now. Looks like he has 3 line against 1 line and a light. And this line's not even firing. So now it's going to be a 1v3. Not good. And over here, like I said, he's going to push through this gap right now. And you can see the Prussians are just crumbling because they don't have a center to really, you know, have a backbone. Over here, the Silesian Schützen are once still firing on those lights, but Britain is really dominating this side right now. Over here, though, it looks like the French player actually managed to form a light formation, so that is good. It's going to prevent a lot of losses, but you can see the casualties he sustained by doing that, down to 29 guys. Oh, sadly, he could not take out the general, but it was a good shot. He really did get that unit pretty low, down to 5 guys. Wow. Good job there, and we still have, once again, 3 more cav units from Britain. So, extremely effective cav management right there. You see he's going to continue charging into these landwehr. Landwehr cannot form square. They are militia, so... They are tired though, so they're not gonna do too much damage, but against landwehr their morale should drop fairly quickly. But look at this. Really good victory over here for Britain. Looks like the Prussian player is going to be forced back into this house as kind of a last stand. Cavalry is going to fall back because you really can't get a horse in a house. That'd be pretty funny to see, but sadly you can't do that in Napoleon. But over here, look at this. Silesian Schützen facing backwards and going to get charged in the back. Not a good day for those guys. I think the Prussian player did forget about him too, because they were very healthy. Unless he did break the rules and he might just be sitting them out. But over here, Ottomans kind of fell back. It's hard to say where his army went. Unless they're all hidden over here. And it does look like that. He does have quite a few. Wow, he has a lot of units in this forest right here. And it looks like these... Okay, so it looks like the Lancers are kind of caught off guard right here. Looks like they're going to break 19 against 42. Yeah, not looking good. But this is going to give them time, or the French player time to push up his old guard. He's going to form square. Oh, this poor cav unit. I really feel bad for him. Oh, trying to charge old guard that's in square. That's a big no-no. Oh, that was so... Oh, man, that unit with 40 guys just down to 13 just like that. And look at this. The French are now going to countercharge, bypass the stakes, and he's going to continue charging. Hopefully he might be... Ooh, will he? Yes, he will. He will manage... Wow. Great charge right there. This Ottoman line should break very quickly just because of the old guard and that phenomenal charge by the cavalry. Okay, so let's take a look over here. The Ottomans are now teaming up. Actually, no, they aren't teaming up. Ottomans are kind of stranded right now. You can see the Prussian player is like, screw you, man, I'm out of here. So right now, he's not looking good. You can see he's sticking out really badly right here. And he's got no protection, so he's pretty much fighting on 3 sides right now. That's funny to see. Oh, whose general is dead? Okay, so the Prussian general is dead. Not a big deal. He doesn't have that many troops left. But he is trying to hold out in this house. He's trying very hard to hold out. I mean, it looks like we got some musketeers back there that came back from routing. But over here, Prussia is in some trouble. They're going to have, once again, another line engagement. But he's using the hill very effectively right now. You can see these... Silesian Schützen can actually shoot over the hill, so they're going to have an excellent position on these guys. So really good positioning by Prussia. Only issue is he's kind of leaving these Ottomans out to die. You can see he's going to get flanked very, very badly right here. But the Ottomans don't... they're not worried. They're holding strong right now. Now, the old guard, on the other hand, are going to be engaging in this forest right now. The forest is actually going to help the Ottomans out, and even the odds, so it looks like the French player notices that, so he's going to actually charge in and use his melee skills to his advantage. Old guard going in that are fresh, not something you want to see. Oh, these poor guys are about to get slaughtered. What a... Wow. Devastating charge. Red morale. Are they going to break at... Oh, if they break at 80 men. Oh, they do. What a shame. Oh, what a shame. But the old guard on top, using their morale and their stats to their advantage. And now it looks like the Ottomans are going to be pulling back. At least on the right flank. You see sending some cavalry over there. But the Ottomans, or excuse me, the Prussians are now going to be engaged over here. Not able to form square. Oh, late square. Extremely late square. But he does have a second line of lights here. That don't seem to be firing. I'm not too sure why. They might be out of ammunition. But smart move here, having a second line, making sure if he does get charged, he will have a second line to counter that. Meanwhile, over here, though, Prussia is not going down. They are really fighting to the last man. And look at this. Yet again, another general dead. Looks like it is the another Prussian general. So what a shame. Morale's going to tremendously drop. And Graber still hasn't used his Coldstream foot guards or the 88th foot, so not looking good at all for the enemy team right now. And you see they're kind of making a U shape and wrapping around the enemy. But you see there are still some, pockets of enemy troops, especially in those houses, that are definitely going to be a pain, especially over here. These guys have barely lost any guys, and they are melee troops, so... if I were France, I'd be using my old guards to clear them out. But we will see. You see old guards still in melee. This time in melee up against some elite cavalry and not in square. And they seem to be doing just fine. Meanwhile, we got some other old guard up in the hills over there. And shooting down on these enemy Ottoman troops. They do have the hill advantage, so they should win this easily. Got the 18th Regiment about to engage with some Ottoman line infantry, but I don't think shooting's going to do too much. I think it's just going to waste ammunition. But you can see the Prussians are forced to pull back yet again. Weird position to route. They're routing into the enemy. That isn't something you don't want to do. Don't know what the commander's telling his guys to do. That is a very silly move. He's just charging him. What? Oh man, this commander really must hate his guys, because he's just running. Look at this. This is what a horrible commander. He's literally running 5 feet in front of his... I don't know what this guy's thinking right now. Honestly. Okay. Okay. And then the final general, the Ottoman general, is now dead. The old guard are winning this very easily. 20 guys up against 45. They should no doubt win that. But it looks like the... Okay, so it looks like the French are actually going to be engaging. They charged in the 6th Regiment, but they broke on impact. Just, I'm guessing, because of low numbers. Couldn't even make it into the house. But let's see. We'll see. Will the Polish Legion charge in? Okay, so it looks like the Chasseurs are going to be charging in. Looks like a counter charge from the Ottomans. They're charging outside of the house now, trying to keep this house theirs. You see they're just flooding outside right now. Stabbing people left and right. Very bloody, but over here you can see the Prussians finally gave in and they broke, so victory is finally theirs for the British on the far right flank. Prussians still holding strong. General himself coming in with the charge. Will that break 100? Oh my. Wow. That is such a shame. 103 men break from just only 17 cav guys. Wow, cavalry. That's insane. Insane. Morale... The morale for the Prussians is just horrible right now. I mean, 68, 100, 45, 103, over here 57. Just, it's a flood of Prussians routing from the battlefield. Ottomans still holding strong though. I don't know why they're leaving the building. That's something that he should not be doing. He's going to get tired and worn out by charging. And he's going to get a face full of lead very shortly by the Polish Legion if he doesn't run back into the house. Okay, so he is going to be running back into the house. But just looking at the mini-map, I mean, look at all these guys just run. This is insane. And the general's just having a blast, just slaughtering these guys as they run away. "87 men now." And the old guard are definitely not helping. The morale's just gonna break. Okay, so they have 100 men. They should hold, but with the morale, I don't think they will. Yep, and they shatter. Shattered with 90 men. What a shame. No, don't tell me the Ottomans broke. No, they broke. Aw, that's sad to see. I wanted to see that. Okay, whatever. So you can see they deployed a ton of guys, you know, 5 out of the 6 deployed with over 2,000 men. Graber doing a good job, 1,500 kills and only 800 deaths. I think that's the best KD on his team. But looks like the British player got the most kills, 1,700 and 1,200 losses. The enemy did a good job too. You see Ottomans with 1,000 kills, and then the Prussians pretty much with 1,000 as well. So very similar in stats. Let's take a look at Graber's top unit, and that is the foot. That's pretty funny though. The 42nd, the Coldstream really didn't engage until the very end, and yet they're still on the top of the list. So anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys later.